So having these high performance camps, it's twofold. Is one, we have competitions and competitive pathways, whether that's through the club environment, then you play for an academy, or you play in the Elite City Sevens, or you play in one of the World Club Sevens events, or you're from the collegiate ranks and you play for the collegiate All-Americans. You get these opportunities to play in Club Plus matches, and you get to put your hand up as well. I can dominate at that level. It's fantastic to see, and it's great to see in a competitive environment. Nonetheless, as a coaching staff, we still need to be able to see how coachable that athlete is. What is their growth going to be like? Do they have a growth mindset? Are they willing to learn? Or they see themselves as changeable and moving in some direction? How do they deal with adversity? Do they have self-control? Or have they developed that yet in their careers? And so that's really, really important to see in this environment, to push them harder and further than we see in our competitive pathway, to see how well they can learn. And that's a crucial part of this environment. And also part of these camps is to make sure we have plenty of competition, where I think in the past it can be a situation where we plop a bunch of athletes down here for 11 months of the year, and over time it kind of gets decided who are the top players and who aren't, and you don't really have that competition, and it gets quite monotonous every day being out here in the desert. It's fantastic that you're an athlete really, really working hard towards a medal, but over time that needs to be challenged, that needs to change up. The emotions have to change. We have to throw some anger into things. We have to throw some happiness. We have to throw some grit, and I think the camps allow us to do that. They get athletes coming in from around the country who have been working hard as well, who may be in environments that are better for them, for their development, than perhaps here. And here we've got athletes who are here that should be kind of at the top of the game in terms of development, and now they all get to challenge each other for a spot on that 12-man roster. So that competition between positions and between players is another reason why these camps are so important.
Of course, we'd love to have a huge residency program, but that's not feasible, and that's not also viable for some rugby players of where they are in their life. So it's giving them every opportunity to still compete for a place in the USA Sevens team, whilst recognising that they have other things going on in their life as well. And you know, we need to breed competition, and the reality is that they all have the world benchmarks that we require from a conditioning perspective. So whether you're remote or residency, if you don't hit those conditioning benchmarks, you won't get picked. So why would we stand in the way of a remote guy who is doing all that work, all that hard work away from the residency program, and still putting himself in a position to compete when we call these high performance camps? Then that shows real determination, that shows real commitment and a real desire. And I believe that those are key values that if you want to be successful, not only in rugby but in life, that you need to possess. So we want competition. Competition is part of life, it's good in life. And it would be very stale if we just had residency players competing for 12 spots. So we wanted to keep things open and allow people to compete from outside of the residency program. Obviously the residency program boys have an advantage because they have coaching 24/7, but the quid pro quo of that is that they need to remain fresh, and they need to find other things outside of their rugby in order to complement their life, because you know, everybody needs variety. A change is as good as a rest, and we need to bring out the best of these guys when we bring them together in these high performance camps.
Let's go! Come on, Carlin! Boom! Down! Let's go! Come on!
Yeah, the Yaki yards are it's a straightforward concept. It's about the ability to go to places you don't want to go mentally in order to complete physical tasks which are easier to walk away from. You need a mental resolve to play the game of sevens. You need a determination and ability and to be able to stay on task, however hard the physical outburst might well be. And we try and create these environments, be it from a pure conditioning or a rugby conditioning perspective, where you are mentally tested through your physical resolve. And we offer the guys the opportunity to step aside and walk off if they wish to give up, or they may continue to work and work for each other. And that's trying to create not only a physically a strong team, but a mentally strong team, but more importantly, a team.
Still 70%, we go up. You boys do your job, bang lock, bang on and come in, boom. That's the drill now, okay? Happy? Beautiful. Ecstatic.
Phil and I have worked together very successfully in the past, as have myself and Chris, and on occasion we've worked together as a three. I just felt that for this camp, with where we were, you've already seen his specialism is the breakdown, and he enjoys that area, and it's a different voice, and we had the opportunity to bring Phil in for this week, and we've taken that opportunity. You know, the big thing about coaching is you need to bring other voices, other experiences, other expertise in to allow those players to grow and get better. And Phil is on the same philosophy as myself. We're from the same background. That, you know, we've worked successfully together on any number of teams, and he adds to the cocktail. And it's about getting the ingredients right to ensure that you can be successful. And we are ensuring that we don't leave anything to chance, and we give ourselves the best opportunity to give these guys the best opportunity to be in the best shape on all four sides, physically, mentally, technically and tactically, to go out there in the Gold Coast and start this series. And you know, it is the start of a journey. You know, we're only 2 months in. We've had to change a lot, both on the pitch, and we've had to change a lot off the pitch in our approach to sevens and their approach to sevens.